Hello pet lovers, today we will explain to you the Rottweiler dog breed. The Rottweiler is one of the more recognizable breeds with his large head, solidly muscled body, and distinctively handsome black and tan markings. He is intelligent, strong, and loyal. His fans seem to fall into two camps, those who consider their dogs to be large but gentle love bugs, and those who wish their dogs to be anything but. News stories of killer Rotties in the hands of inexperienced or less than savory owners have turned many people off the bad to the bone dogs. But reputable breeders are picking up the pieces and restoring the reputation of the breed. A word to the wise: don't underestimate this dog's power and protectiveness. The Rottweiler is a big dog and can weigh up to a hefty 135 pounds, most of it muscle. Bred for generations to use his protective instincts and independent judgment when his family or territory is threatened, this is one tough customer. It's no surprise that these dogs are used in police work. They're often the target of laws aimed at controlling or banning dangerous dogs, and some insurance companies won't sell homeowners policies to anyone who owns a Rottweiler. Even so, it is entirely possible to find a gentle, family-friendly Rottweiler. Rotties from many different backgrounds can be quiet, calm, and easygoing. But all Rottweilers need structured, consistent training from an early age, as well as focused socialization around children, strangers, and other pets if they are to be well-adjusted members of the family, and well-mannered when taken out in public. Be fair and firm, but never mean with the Rottweiler, and he will repay you with love and respect. Even the gentlest, best-behaved Rottweiler can put children, the elderly, smaller adults, and anyone who is unsteady on his feet at risk. A vestige of the dog's heritage as a cattle herder is bumping, and the nicest Rottie's idea of a playful nudge might have a much greater impact. Rotties put on weight easily and need at least a couple of 10 to 20-minute walks daily, plus mental stimulation in the form of training and puzzle toys to keep their bodies and minds in shape. Even 5 minutes of practicing obedience skills in the backyard will give the Rottie a feeling of accomplishment. Rotties thrive when they have work to do, whether it's obedience competition, competitive protection work, agility, carting, therapy dog work, or herding. It's no surprise that over the years the Rottweiler has excelled as a police dog, herding dog, service dog, therapy dog, and obedience competitor. In fact, the Rottweiler can do nearly anything asked of him, and if you don't ask, he'll probably find something to do on his own, which may involve eating your sofa or digging a hole for that swimming pool you always wanted in the backyard. But in the right home, with early socialization and training, the Rottweiler can be a wonderful companion, guardian, and all-around dog. He should live indoors as a family dog. History. Rottweilers descend from the Molossus, a Mastiff-type dog. Their ancestors marched to Germany with the Romans, driving the cattle that sustained them as they conquered the known world. As the army traveled, the big dogs mated with dogs that were native to the areas they passed through and laid the foundation for new breeds. One of the areas through which they passed was southern Germany, where the Romans set up colonies to take advantage of climate and soil, which were suitable for agriculture. They built villas roofed with red tile. More than 600 years later, as they were building a new church, inhabitants of the town excavated the site of the ancient Roman baths and uncovered one of the red-tiled villas. The discovery inspired a new name for the town, Das Rottweil. Over the centuries, Rottweilers flourished as a market area for cattle, the German equivalent of a Texas cow town. And the descendants of the Roman Molossus dogs drove the cattle to town for butchering. To keep their money safe from thieves after selling their livestock, the cattlemen put their filled purses around their Rottweiler's neck when they returned home. Butchers in the area also used the dogs to pull carts loaded with meat. Eventually, rail transport replaced cattle drives. The Rottweiler nearly became extinct. At a dog show in Heilbronn, Germany. In 1882, only one nondescript Rottweiler was exhibited. That situation began to change in 1901, when the Rottweiler and Leonberger Club was founded and the first Rottweiler breed standard was written. The description of the Rottweiler's appearance and character has changed little since then. Rottweilers began to be used in police work, for which they were well suited. Several Rottweiler breed clubs were formed over the years, but the one with staying power was the Allgemeiner Deutscher Rottweiler Club, founded in 1921. The ADRC survived World War I and has continued to promote good breeding programs in Germany and throughout the world. It's dedicated to preserving the working ability of the Rottweiler. It's thought that the first Rottweiler came to the U.S. with a German emigrant in the late 1920s. The first litter was whelped in 1930, and the first dog registered by the American Kennel Club was Stina v. Felsenmeer in 1931. After World War II, the breed started becoming more popular. At that time, it was primarily known as an excellent obedience dog. The height of the Rottweiler's popularity was in the mid-1990s when more than 100,000 were registered with the American Kennel Club. Being popular isn't necessarily a good thing when you're a dog. It's not unusual for irresponsible breeders and puppy mills to try to cash in on the popularity of a breed and start producing puppies without regard for health and temperament problems. This is what happened to the Rottweiler breed until bad publicity and the demand for them decreased. Dedicated, reputable breeders are taking this chance to turn the breed around and ensure that Rottweilers are the type of dogs they were meant to be. Today, Rottweilers rank 17th among the 155 breeds and varieties registered by the AC. Personality. Rottweiler temperament and personality. Rottweilers are individuals, and their personalities range from serious and reserved to silly and fun-loving. Some are one-person dogs, while others are affectionate even toward non-family members. Out of the same litter, one Rottie may have a high amount of drive, leading him to dismantle your living room for lack of anything better to do, while his mellow brother is happy to sit on the sofa with you eating popcorn. Whatever his personality, a proper Rottweiler is more likely to be calm and alert instead of nervous, shy, excitable, or hyperactive. The Rottweiler is aloof, not in your face, but he will follow you around to ensure your safety. He doesn't mind being by himself, which under certain circumstances can make him a good choice for people who work during the day. When he is with his family, he is inclined to be loving and sometimes even clownish. It may surprise you to learn that the Rottie is not innately a guard dog. He is a thinking dog whose first reaction is to step back and look at a situation before taking action. It takes a high level of training for a Rottweiler to learn to step forward in situations. It's important to learn to read the Rottweiler's behavior. For instance, he is not typically a barker. If a Rottweiler is barking, you should pay attention and go see what has caught his interest. Do not assume that just because your Rottweiler loves your children, that he will love other children as well. That is not usually the case. Play between children and Rotties should always be supervised, especially when neighbor kids are around. If the Rottweiler thinks his children are being hurt, even if they're not, he will step in to protect them. Rottweilers are territorial and will not permit strangers onto their property or in their home unless their owner welcomes the person. Some Rottweilers will not even let people they know into the house if the owner isn't there, which can be a problem if you need to have a pet sitter or some other person come in while you are gone. Start training your Rottweiler puppy the day you bring him home. That little black and tan ball of fluff is capable of soaking up everything you can teach him. Do not wait until he is 6 months old to begin training, or you will have a much bigger, more headstrong dog to deal with. If possible, get him into puppy kindergarten class by the time he is 10 to 12 weeks old and socialize. However, be aware that many puppy training classes require certain vaccines to be up to date, and many veterinarians recommend limited exposure to other dogs and public places until puppy vaccines have been completed. In lieu of formal training, you can begin training your puppy at home and socializing him among family and friends until puppy vaccines are completed. Any dog, no matter how nice, can develop obnoxious levels of barking, digging, counter-surfing, and other undesirable behaviors if he is bored, untrained, or unsupervised. And any dog can be a trial to live with during adolescence. In the case of the Rottweiler, the teen years can start at 6 months and continue until the dog is about 3 years old. Talk to the breeder, describe exactly what you're looking for in a dog, and ask for assistance in selecting a puppy. Breeders see the puppies daily and can make uncannily accurate recommendations once they know something about your lifestyle and personality. The perfect Rottweiler doesn't spring fully formed from the whelping box. He's a product of his background and breeding. Whatever you want from a Rottie, look for one whose parents have nice personalities and who has been well socialized from early puppyhood. This channel is for pets. If you are interested, subscribe to the channel.